Silly Bandz. If you're watching this video, you probably remember that 6-month period where Silly Bandz were the talk of the town. Everyone was begging their parents to get a set of Silly Bandz so they could go to school the next day and trade with their friends. No matter where you were on the school hierarchy, if you had this sparkly fire dragon, you commanded respect from your peers. What you probably didn't know about Silly Bandz until you watched this video was to capitalize on this craze, they created a video game. Yes, a video game for the DS, this one right here. This game was made by a company called Zoo Games, a company that does not exist anymore. They went out of business like 10 years ago. Like seriously, who thought this game was a good idea? I don't think this game sold well. It's not made by a successful publisher. I can't find anything about this game selling good. The reviews aren't great. I'll show you a couple on screen right now. It was just a mess. In my quest to find the worst selling DS games, I did not find Silly Bandz in the list at all, but what I did find was a game called Elf Bowling, and if this video gets 50 likes, I will spend way too much money on Elf Bowling and make a video on that. So please subscribe, please. Silly Bandz Play the Craze, as far as I could tell, was never marketed at all. No commercials, no ads, nothing. Apparently, Silly Bandz as a company has a zero paid marketing strategy. Instead of paying for advertisements and marketing, they grow on word of mouth and retail promotion alone. That's probably why nobody has heard of it until now. Almost 12 years after the release date, I saw this game in a retro game store and I was like, what? This game exists? Who thought this was a good idea? It's safe to say that when I first put this game cartridge into my 3DS, I had no idea what to expect. I thought maybe it would be like Nintendogs, but for Silly Bandz. I don't know why I thought that, but I was shocked to see what this game actually was. It's Angry Birds. Yes, that's right, this game is Angry Birds. You need to rescue stolen Silly Bandz by using a slingshot, exactly how Angry Birds works. At no point do they explain who stole the Silly Bandz. They just realized, oh, Angry Bird has stolen eggs, so like, let's just do that. Let's steal their flow word for word, bar for bar. At the start of playing this game on stream, I thought this was going to be one of the worst gaming experiences I have ever played in my life. Hell, this game isn't made great. Just look at the physics. Why does it bounce back like that?
Enough, we're going for it again. What? This game sucks. Guys, why am I playing this?
But once I got the hang of it, I actually started to enjoy it. Look, I may have just spent the last 2 to 3 minutes bashing this game's head in. Okay, I get it. But Angry Birds is still a fun game, and even though this is a worse version of Angry Birds, I still found it fun. I was enjoying it so much that I thought, maybe I would like to speedrun it. I went to speedrun.com. There's really only one runner, and his run weren't really good. It was on a potato cam in his room, in his bed. I could definitely, if I put some effort into it, get a world record in this game. So I thought, why not? So I got to work. There are 5 categories, one for each world: nature, maritime, party, and fantasy, and then one for the all worlds category. I started demolishing every world's record? You know what I mean. First, the nature world speedrun with a 3:33.
That's a run. Woo. Okay, cool.
After that, I beat Maritime with a 3:52. On Labor Day, I had no work, so I got to work on both the party and the fantasy levels, beating both world records by over 10 minutes. Party with a 5:10 and fantasy with a 6:05.
Oh my god, I think that I might keep that. That's an insane run.
I was actually having so much fun speedrunning this game. It felt very refreshing to set your own standards. Most of speedrunning a popular game is already so optimized, so being the person trying to find new strats and implement them in runs was a really fun time. But there was one category left that I needed to conquer, and that was the all worlds category. I knew that with my skill, I could crush the 49-minute time on the leaderboards, but I did not care for that time. I wanted to set a new standard. A sub 20-minute time was my goal. It was time to make history. And look, our land is cool now. Look at that. On this first stream, my best time was a 28:35, miles off my standard of a sub 20-minute time. The defining factor being a nearly 4-minute long Fantasy 10 level, which destroyed my pace. This level was easily the hardest and most inconsistent of the run. The problem in this level is this explosion right here. This one is really hard to hit. I've found the most consistent way, and this is the most consistent way, by the way, is that these rocks on the screen, they shoot up when a different explosion explodes, and you have to hit that rock with the silly band into the explosion. And that's the most consistent way to do it. This is an incredibly hard strategy to do, especially at the end of a 20-minute run. And if you miss the rocks, you only get one more chance to hit the explosion. And without the rocks, you most likely are going to miss the explosion and bounce right over it because those silly bands are so darn bouncy. But later that day, after the stream, I started to grind fantasy speedruns offline to really improve my time. And I did, getting a 4:26 in the process. In the process, hitting the perfect level 10 strat, getting a gold split, and hitting the rock into the bomb in the perfect way that I wanted to.
What a fucking run.
This time really motivated me to get my sub 20-minute goal in all worlds. My new combined world records for all the worlds is 17:01. And my sum of best segments for all worlds is 13:58. If I play even remotely well, I will hit my goal. So on 9/7, I started attempts again. Early in the stream, I got a 21:17, which was a really good start for the day, especially since I hit the rock strat on fantasy level 10 perfectly. I was starting to get that strat down to a T.
After this, like that one is like light work compared to this. Hit it! Oh, I'm so fucking good. Oh, fuck.
And on the 12th reset of Silly Band's Play the Craze All Worlds, I did this.
That was a world record, by the way. I think that was also a world record.
After setting 2 back-to-back world records for nature and maritime, this would be the best chance I would get for a sub 20-minute time.
Wait, it exploded? Oh, okay. Oh, fuck off. This level's so hard. Let's say a prayer to the speedrun god. All hail Silly Band speedrun god. I know we've had our differences. Hell, I've even cursed you out at certain points. But one time for the one, can I get a sub 20-minute run, please? Thank you. We say this in the name of the speedrun gods. Amen. Lucky, get lucky, get lucky! That got it. That got it. We're so good. We're so fucking good. Lock in! I went over everything? I've never done that on this level. This didn't break? I failed level 6, dude. Definitely possible. Not probable, though. I will say that much. Ah, no. I didn't get the back one? We did it. Let's go. That was so clutch. Woo!
And that's the end of my Silly Bandz Play the Craze journey. Sometimes you find yourself in a retro game store buying a Silly Bandz video game for $5, not knowing where the journey will take you, and not knowing the amount of joy a game like that can bring. Speedrunning is strange, speedrunning is arbitrary, but most importantly, it finds itself in different forms for everybody to enjoy. Thanks for watching, and if you have more obscure and wacky speedruns that you want me to try, let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, have a good day.